In this episode of Blue Eye Samurai, we take a break from the reverse jumpings and squad wipes, and we take some time to have a good old-fashioned tea party. You know, just a spot or two, but like a gangsta tea party, you feel me? Well, you'll see. So, let me run down the play from the beginning. The episode starts off with the flashback of these two niggas standing over baby Mizu, and they tripping. Cause they was finna kill this baby for its eye color? But one of the guys came to his senses and stopped the other one. Splash, blood all on the baby's face. Then he turns to the mother, who was there the whole damn time, and tells her to take the baby and run. So not only were they gonna kill Mizu, but right in front of her mom too. So after they almost did baby Mizu how King Vegeta did Broly, we cut back to the present and Taigen's about to stab her looking like Krillin when he was about to end Vegeta in the Saiyan saga. And look at his face. This nigga's furious. He was looking like Thorfinn on the boat looking at Askeladd, but he decides not to do it because he is a man of honor after all. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway, cause Ringo runs up and tackles him like Adam Sandler in The Water Boy, had his nubs all on his chest. So Taigen tells Ringo about this shrine up on the mountain and says that Mizu could rest up there. So they take her there to get a revive. And remember how in the first video I told y'all Ringo was a real nigga? Well, he starts his journey here, cause he carries her the whole way up. And while this is happening, Abijah Fowler gets the news that Mizu squad wiped the four fangs, and he spazzes out real quick. I mean, he slammed this dude's face on the point of a chair like the Joker did with that pencil. Then he grabs a sword and cuts a flower in half hella smooth, along with the table it was sitting on too. And this how you know this ain't the first time he done did some crazy shit, cause Heiji Shindo reacted just like Darui and C when the Raikage would act out. Cause he just grabbed his drink, sat back, and waited for him to finish spazzing. Then Abijah tells him that he ain't got time for this, so Shindo should take care of it himself. So Heiji decides to do the smart thing and throw a tea party. So back at the mountain shrine, Ringo's nursing Mizu back to health off the GP alone. I mean, he got no hands and he stitched her up better than I could've. He even made soup with his expert knowledge of herbs and spices. He got the seasoning like Sauce Walker, you feel me? And Taigen is hanging around cause he wants her to live just so he could kill her. Again, just like Thorfinn and Askeladd. So many similarities. So Mizu wakes up and pulls up on Taigen for smoke immediately. And he's just like, damn bitch, chill. You just woke up, you ain't ready for all that. I gave you a pass, so now you owe me one, you feel me? We could kill each other another time. So this nigga's literally drawing up a contract for them to kill each other in 3 days. Like what the fuck? That is psycho activity. And he wants her to sign it too. I'm just saying, Samurai had a little screw loose back then, huh? So they start roasting each other again. And I gotta say, that man Taigen is in heavy denial. He talking about he lost cause he was drunk. Yeah, alright buddy. So while they wait in the 3 days for the duel, Mizu's healing and Taigen is training. But let's be for real. Swinging that sword around and cutting a couple of tree branches ain't gonna close the gap, dog. Mizu is a fucking demon and you just gotta accept that, bro. But while they doing that, socially inept Dwayne Johnson walks up and formally invites them to the tea party hosted by Heiji Shindo. Now Taigen don't wanna go, cause he thinking it's a setup. But Mizu's blinded by revenge, so she ain't finna miss the chance to get one step closer. And cause Taigen got that whole, only I can kill you thing going on, he goes with her to make sure that she don't die before their duel. Cut to Akemi. Cause as I established in the last video, she done ran away from her controlling father and rich lifestyle to go look for Taigen, who just so happens to be hell-bent on revenge. And attending a tea party with a black market arms dealer. But hey, everybody has their own path to follow. So Akemi is with Seki, who is her nanny or mother figure, and even though he feels for her, he disagrees with her actions cause he knows how bad the world could be for women. So in the midst of him telling her about the dangers of the road, they get jumped by bandits. And I gotta say, those dudes that was carrying their cart took off like Forrest Gump, no hesitation. Left they ass turned sideways like a car wreck. So Seki tells Akemi to run, and he hops out tripping, talking about, it's been a long while since I killed a man. You wanna get my kill streak started up again? That boy was not playing with the shit. So while Akemi's running, she gets tackled by this rough looking chick, and she straight runs her pockets. And I'd like to say that Akemi put up a fight. I mean, she tried, but we all saw how that went. She just got smacked in the head with a chancla. Real abuelita activity. I mean, the bitch even took her shoes, left her walking in the snow sad like Mahito, until this dude rolls up in a stinky cart and they catch a ride to continue to look for Taigen. And I gotta give it to Akemi. Even though this is all new to her, she's not giving up. And Seki, well, you can tell he a real OG cause he just chillin'. So they end up getting to this town, and Akemi gets mad at Seki cause he won't change his mind, and she finds this fake ass pimp with a foot fetish to start playing on. Cause he's trying to sell her, but she's just using him to find Taigen. So off they go. Meanwhile, Mizu and Taigen are almost at the tea party, so they stop to make camp. And they just cannot stop roasting each other. So Mizu throws a chopstick at him like one of Hisoka's playing cards, but he catches it. At the last minute too, Buddy act like he almost got off right there. Now they get to mixing it up. And remember, Mizu's still freshly injured, but she still whoops Taigen like his mama used to do. And every time he loses, he gets mad and resorts to talking about how he used to bully her as a child. But it's like, okay, you the one getting bullied now though, so what that mean? So they arrive at the tea party the next day, and it's actually a real tea ceremony and not an ambush. But they wouldn't let Ringo in cause he gets no bitches, so he had to wait outside. So Mizu and Taigen sit down with Heiji Shindo and start talking, and Heiji gets down to business. He basically says that instead of hiring more assassins, he could just pay her off and make her the lord of some town if she agrees to cut her thumb off and stop seeking revenge. Mizu, of course, responds with disrespect. She hit him with that same speech Riley gave those mobsters in the Boondocks. She was like, look little nigga, you ain't even on my radar. I don't care about nothing but killing your boss, and unless you kill me, ain't nothing stopping you. So Shindo reveals that there's absolutely no way to reach Abijah Fowler in his castle without any help. And it turns out that he actually hates Abijah and wants him dead too. So he'll help Mizu get into the castle to kill him. All she has to do is get inside an empty whiskey barrel to be smuggled into the castle and just trust that Shindo will let her out and not leave her there to die. So of course Mizu ain't going. But Heiji's like,
I swear to God, I'm having 150 shooters in Atlanta, nigga.
He got more shooters than Soulja Boy. He said he got 500 archers in the cliffs around him and they gon' spin if she don't listen. So the signal for the shooters is this red ribbon he's been holding. If he drops it, they drop shots. And Heiji's feeling himself, so he starts getting aggressive. He grabbing Mizu like Piccolo grabbed Vegeta in the first Broly movie. But he must ain't listen when Mizu told him that she ain't nothing to play with, cause she cut his hand off quicker than Sukino was doing to Jogo. And the ribbon drops. And for a second, we really thought they was safe. That nigga was just bluffing, ain't no archers. But it turns out they was just lagging, cause so many arrows dropped out the sky it blocked out the sun. And they ain't stop either. They was shooting like they had an infinite ammo glitch. So Mizu and Taigen hide behind this big ass shield and they just pick it up and run while hiding behind it. And while they're trying to escape this downpour of arrows, socially inept Dwayne Johnson notices what's happening, so he decides to bang on Ringo. But, like I told you before, Ringo's a real nigga in disguise, so he had already poisoned Buddy's suit. So before he can knock him upside the head, he falls off this cliff from the effects of the poison. And to continue his streak of real nigga activities, Ringo jumps on a horse and goes to get Mizu and Taigen, but not before Taigen takes an arrow to the knee like Skyrim. So if it weren't for Ringo, the show would have been over right here, cause they was cooked for real. But he swooped them up on the horse like Prince Charming and they escaped into the sunset. Finally, now that they made it to safety, Mizu sneaks Taigen, knocks him out, and bails with Ringo. Cause she ain't got no intention of fighting him before she gets her revenge on Fowler. So she left him a note explaining that. But of course he's still pissed when he woke up. But before he can do anything about it, he gets kidnapped by socially inept Dwayne Johnson. Cause even though he was poisoned and fell off a cliff, he survived somehow. And they ship Taigen to the island with the rest of the kids. My bad, wrong island. So we end the episode with Mizu one step closer to get her revenge and Taigen kidnapped for his association with Mizu. This episode wasn't as action-packed as the last two, but it was a great episode regardless. Stay tuned for the next installment of The Chronicles of Mizu The Menace. If you enjoyed this video, watch the last video here and I'll link the next one when I drop it. Peace.